So, a lot of people don't like Obama, which I suppose really isn't any surprise to me, mostly because it seems like as long as I can remember, no one has ever liked the president. Even back when Bush was around, no one really liked him, or at least people I knew, like my mom, dad, it seems like people were complaining about him quite a lot. So now, what are people doing with Obama? They're just complaining about him, and I think I think most people just kind of go on the bandwagon of hating on the president, But I think there are some people who have some legitimate criticisms of him. But I do think there's always like just a bandwagon of just hating the president. I think that definitely does exist. Um, I mean, like people who think Obama's a communist or a socialist or a Muslim or not even a U.S. citizen. I mean, those people are just whack jobs, crazy. So I don't think we should ever take those people serious. See what else? Or when people talk about the government being corrupt and stuff, I mean, if let's say the government is as corrupt as some people make it out to be, I mean, do you really think that started with Obama? You really think it did? No, I think it probably started maybe 100 years ago and just worked its way up until now, or maybe it's always been corrupt. I mean, when you think about it, our system really isn't perfect. It's never been perfect. If you read the Constitution, most of the amendments, I mean, there's a lot of amendments that have to do with voting rights that basically extend the right to vote. I think some of the first ones extend the right to votes to basically all males, specifically white males, that are age 18 or older, and ones that extend the vote to all men regardless of their race or religion and stuff, then eventually to women, then eventually there's an amendment that has something to do with not having to pay a tax or take a literacy test. So a lot of amendments that has to do with voting rights and whatnot. So if you're yammering on about Obama being corrupt, I don't think you can. I think if you're blaming it all on him, you're just giving him way too much credit. I think it's because in general we kind of have. I think there's a lot of good ideas behind our government, but it started poorly, and progress is very slow, very very slow. It doesn't just happen overnight. It happens over years, decades, centuries. I mean, you gotta think, not even 100 years ago, women got the right to vote. Not even 100 years ago. What was it, like 50 years ago, the civil rights movement happened. Oh, and you think when schools were segregated, it just happened overnight? Like every school in America was, or when segregation, like when schools were integrated, you think that just happened overnight? No, it happened very slowly, over the course of the next several decades. I remember watching a documentary about Mississippi, a place I used to live in, and it was about a prom in high school in Mississippi, that the prom was still segregated between blacks and whites. And that was like, I think this year, or last year, 2013, 2014. That's still happening. I think the documentary was about how it was like they were having their first prom that was integrated. Like the school was integrated, but the prom was segregated, which doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, I think if you're blaming and bitching about Obama being corrupt or the government being corrupt, again, I don't think you can blame it all on Obama. I think if you are, you're just giving him too much credit. Now, if you want to call him a liar, well, I'm pretty sure every president has lied. So, I don't know, you just hear a lot of people just bitch about stuff, but it kind of pisses me off because most of them don't actually have ideas, like good ideas to fix the problem. They're just sitting around bitching about it. So, and granted, I don't have any ideas to fix it either. I guess I'm just providing the perspective, or trying to provide the perspective that, things are just takes time for things to, get to a place where you want them to be, you know? I just don't think you can blame it all on Obama, you know? Also, if you're bitching about Obama being, like, socialist, well, I mean, we're not purely a capitalist country, and most places are kind of hybrid in the way they work, you know? Parts of them are socialist, parts are capitalist, you know? I think healthcare, I think we should have socialized medicine, universal healthcare. I think that would make perfect sense. I don't think, you know, there should be profit in that, you know, because then, which is why it's good that Obamacare was passed, finally. But it was probably, there's a lot of controversy behind that, so not really want to talk about that. Let's see. Because I don't really have any conclusion to this video, so I'm just going to end it off with that.